Hello, LinkedIn Live, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. I always forget one of them. Hopefully, I've been kind of this was the first time I've actually been able to stream this week, this month. Which shame on me. It's just been crazy, crazy, crazy here. Andy and I are hard at work on our secret project. Um, Eddie and I are hard at work on our secret project, and we've gotten a couple of things kind of moving along on that. I know he's super busy with some things as well. Let me show you what I have built in Power. Oops, that's the screen I want. Hang on, sorry about that. There we go. All right, let me show you a couple of things that I have built here, and I will go here. I'll turn this on. Double up my picture and show you what I built here in Power Automate. All right, so I have obviously I have a blog. Most folks know me from the blog. Let's see if I have a window I can drop down here. franksworld.com. franksworld.com has been around in some form or the other since 1995. And you will notice over the last few years, hang on, let me get this. So I have monitors that are like 21 by 9, so it doesn't really stream well. All right, so that's my bot that I have. Okay, good bot. Go away. So you'll notice I blog a lot, right? Last month was 127, month before 144, et cetera, et cetera. You'll see kind of over the last 2.25 years, I've been able to do that. So how do I do that? Well, in an earlier stream, I did cover some of my process. And maybe if there's interest, let me know in the comments. I'll show you my process again. But one of the things I've really taken advantage of is Power Automate Desktop. So if you're not familiar with it, basically you're doing screen scraping, but on a desktop, on a Windows desktop. So what do I say when I say that? So I'm going to open up this here. So I use a tool called Windows. Oh, well, it's actually not called Windows Live Writer. It's Open Live Writer, right? So this is basically, think of this as a preview of a blog post that's going to go live overnight. And ultimately, what I do with this is I show I basically kind of have a plugin that I wrote. So let me do this. I'll do a new thing here. So I wrote a plugin for this, which is I actually originally wrote a plugin in 2006 or 2005 or 2006 for this predecessor project called Windows Live Writer. And I am only looking at the time because I do have to get back to a work call. This is one of the advantages, honestly, of being able to do intermittent fasting. I don't take lunch breaks, so I can stream and share the best with you. All right. So basically, what I do is you insert this, and what happens is don't want to show that URL. What happens is that I basically um, um, kind of go out. It hits the YouTube feed, and it captures kind of all the metadata, right, for the tags and this is a Wizardweek editing tool. And how this works is I just basically upload the video, right? What you saw in the other thing was my old tool that I wrote that was web-based. And in order to get the thumbnail, I still need to do that. Now, let me show you kind of another thing that it does. One of the smarts that's built into this is I can do detection. So right now I have the ability 9. So let's say I want to take this video and take that. So what I'll do is I'll copy that URL, fire up Open Live Writer. and then watch this. So basically, I do this. I paste in that URL. I hit insert. It's going to pull me to the URL for the thumbnail. Thank you. Thank you for that in the chat. And that's it. So what this does, this goes, so I can actually detect, is it YouTube, is it Channel 9? I also have podcasts, but this plugin doesn't support podcasts yet. But here's the cool thing, right? So as I'm going through this, how can I make this faster? So I realized that there were similar keystrokes I'm doing all the time. So when this became available, hold this thought. I'm going to close this out. So I created a desktop flow that, okay, come on, in Power Automate that I can go through. Of course, it's taking forever to load. But here's the short of it. I basically define an input variable. It'll run an application, right? So what you do is you drag these things that happen here, right? You drag and drop these things, and you basically define certain parameters. So what I do is I run that application, and then I wait 7 seconds. There's probably a better way to do it, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet. I send keys. So all you developers out there who would always crab and complain about your Windows Form or your WPF apps, always complain about having shortcut keys and about, we should do it for accessibility, but it turns out it works out really well here. So I figured out the various key commands I'm doing. So what I'm basically sending here is I'm sending the Alt key, IPP, and then return, which will essentially mimic that. There is a way I can do desktop recording to click through and follow that, but I prefer the keyboard shortcuts because I think they're more reliable. I've had some weird issues with clicking around. So then what I'll do is I will paste in the video URL. I will tab and then enter to close out the window. And then I'll focus back on that window because remember that plugin shells out a new Internet Explorer, a new browser window. And then when I go back, once I'm focused back in there, I'll do this thing where I'll take the first line is always the title of the video. And what I'll do is I'll hit Control Home to move the cursor to the very top point in the editing window. Then I'll shift down, hold the shift key, and then go down, and then send a cut command to take that to the copy buffer, and then go up one arrow up, and then paste it in, right? So I will, let me demonstrate that here, kind of how I would do that, right? So, and I played around with it. So I'll hit Alt-I, PP, Enter, and you can't see it because it's off screen, and then paste, and then tab, and then do that, and then let's see, and then this, right? So once I kind of realized, and I would do this, a lot of this was muscle memory because I've done this for so long. So let me show you exactly what happens now with the automate flow. So I'm going to close this out, and you run this, and then what's going to ask is, okay, what's the, it comes up with a default value, which unfortunately happens to be the same. Let's pick another video. Pick this one. So once I've identified a video I want to share, I watched it. I think it's good enough for Frank's World. I'll do this, and I paste that in, and that's going to be a variable. Now watch what happens. So it's firing off LiveWriter. It's waiting for about 7 seconds. And it just entered that video, that data. And you see that? It all on my hands were here. And now it's telling me that it's done, right? So what I was able to do, so now the next step, so for me to get a blog post out, I mean, it used to take 5-10 minutes. Now with the automation tools I built, I've got it well under 5 minutes. Theoretically, I can do it in as little as 90 seconds. But with this tool, there's that fewer typing that I need to do, which I think is transformative because I blog 100, 150 times per month. Every little bit helps, you know. Now, there are things I'm thinking about doing in terms of, you know, getting rid of the client application altogether and kind of making it a cloud-to-cloud type solution. There is a Power Webflow that I can call out to the WordPress API, and possibly I need to spend some more time with it and then kind of fill in these things because, well, this doesn't have tags in it. But if it did have tags in it, let's start this over. I'll show you how this works with tabs. Let's see. So for this, I have a default video that's just in there. And if we look here, there's tags, right? So all of these tags I'm pulling out from the YouTube API completely discretely separately, but there's no way once it kind of collapses this into one field, because some videos don't have tags, some videos do. So it really becomes this, it really becomes kind of a challenge in that sense. So what would be nice is I can get rid of this application altogether, or maybe post the blog in a draft format and then have the ability to load it in here, because this does give you the ability to load kind of stuff, because I hate the WordPress editor. Sorry. Every time they make it better, they improve one thing and break 7 other things. So yeah, WordPress is not the content management system we need. It is the content system management system we deserve. So with that, I don't see any open questions in the chat. I want to thank you for watching. Once again, I do endeavor to stream multiple times per week. Last month I was actually, no, was it February or January? I was like the top 90 percentile or something like that. I haven't gotten my February report yet, but I'm going to rectify the situation of getting off to a slow start this month. I want to wish you a happy Thursday, and hopefully I'll stream again tomorrow. Have a great day.